Have you guys heard of that?
No.
Yeah, I'm not familiar.
But I think it's the test is good because it gives somebody time to prepare. Because of a period of time, you kind of lose the things that we take for granted. You can't remember your important things. So it's having the test is good, but when you receive the news, it's never good. So it's just yeah. Life throws all kinds of stuff to us these days.
Yes.
My goodness. Yeah.
Hi, Lisa.
Hi, everyone.
Hi, Dad.
Hi,
Do I see Nora Wade?
Yes, I am here. Hello.
Yay.
Oh.
I saw the name flash.
Yay.
Hi, I'm lurking, everyone. Nice. Hello.
Is this your first Frederick Toastmasters,
Yeah.
Nora?
Yeah.
All right.
I decided to use my vacation time to visit Frederick Toastmasters. What can I
That's
say?
lovely.
And I see Linda. I haven't met you, Linda.
Yes, I'm new. I'm a friend of Leanne's, and here
Okay.
her invitation. There she is. So.
Yeah.
I'm here, finally. Welcome.
Thank you.
Hi, Adam. How you doing, Adam?
Oh, hey, good. How are you?
I'm pretty good. It's good to see you again.
Good to see you too. Yeah, it's been kind of busy with all the stuff we've been doing with Special Olympics, even though we're not competing yet.
Yeah, but it keeps you out of trouble, right? Keeps you busy and thinking.
Yep.
Good thing to keep busy.
Got a good 30-mile bike ride in yesterday.
Wow.
Oh my
It's impressive.
Where?
I rode up from Utica Park up to around the mountain back.
Wow.
Nice.
Wow.
Well, I'd be lucky to make the first mile. I mean, I can only do like 20 minutes of my workout, and I'm like, I'm done. That's like really pushing it for me. And I try to do that 5 days a week. So.
Wow.
I don't know. Honestly, just have to watch my diet more than anything else to keep the weight down.
And then aside from
I've
that,
given up on the whole weight thing.
Oh, well. Having chronic back pain motivates you to stay slim, believe me.
Yeah. I don't think we all have to be skinny. We just need to be as healthy as we can. And probably being active is more important than anything else.
I bet somebody's going to talk about that tonight.
Oh, I hope so. I hope they are.
Chris, are you being Larry Straight Man?
Am I what?
Are you being Larry Straight Man or Straight Woman, as the case may be? Are you setting him up?
Oh, yeah. Yes, let's say that. I am.
Mm-hmm.
I'm paving the path for you, Larry.
I appreciate it. Sorry, boss, I'm emailing you that right now.
All right. Toy has joined us again, although she's out of frame.
Yes,
I
that's
saw that.
Hi, Toy.
That's great.
Where is she? Oh, there she is. Hello.
Sometimes it's hard to try to find people. I could hear Adam, but I couldn't find out which little box he was.
There he is. Oh, a new guest.
Ah.
Amazing Lizzie. Amazing Lizzie. Amazing Lizzie.
On mute. have several guests tonight.
Actually, it's gonna be a busy night.
Oh, Winfei.
There's one Faye.
Hi, Winfei.
Hello.
How you doing?
Good, good. Thank you.
Oh, good.
Tom going to join us, Beth?
He is. I just saw him and I said, I'm trying to get online. Don't get in my way. And,
You said that.
I said it to him.
You said it.
So, because I didn't want him delaying me. So he said he will be joining us soon.
You tell him, Beth.
He's got his own room.
Seriously.
Hey Nora, how are you? Good to
Hey,
see you here.
Sarah. I really
It's
like
like
your
it looks
ceiling,
like a
Linda.
combined meeting.
So
Power
cute.
Masters and Frederick Toastmasters.
I like seeing everybody's houses.
It is fun, yeah.
Oh, don't look too closely. I haven't been doing much cleaning.
I've been in your house. I'm not worried.
Hey, Bakari, how are you feeling?
I'm doing good, thank you. Actually feeling very well, thank you. In fact,
good.
yeah, I'm fortunate enough. I don't have the fatigue I used to get. So 2 days ago, I got this burst of energy that I've actually been able to maintain. For that, I used to have to take a nap every 2 hours, but I can go the whole day, which is nice.
Right, so you feel human again, huh?
Yeah, that's right.
Good.
You
Good.
look and sound so much better. You
Yeah, you do.
definitely look and sound yourself now. That's great.
Yeah, thank you. I'm
Looks like another visitor. Michelle has joined us.
Hi, Michelle.
Hi, Michelle.
Hey, how are you guys?
Hi, Michelle.
Good.
Welcome.
I'm applying for jobs in Frederick, and I'm a DTM from Arizona.
Ah,
Oh, yay. Okay.
Michelle, we've talked in email. Welcome.
Well, thank
Are
you.
are you in Arizona still now, or have you already relocated?
I'm in Bethel Park, Pennsylvania. My parents live here. And I applied to, oh gosh, the Frederick School District. I'm a music teacher. And then I'm also applying to jobs in West Virginia, but I just wanted to check you guys out and
Cool.
hang out.
Excellent. Hi, Erin. Hi,
Good
Erin.
to see you, Erin.
Hey, just got in.
Hi, Tom.
Tom's here too. Is he dressed up in a coat and tie? Last time he was in a.
Maybe he's
Just
not on.
me
Yeah,
today.
There's
he's
that
not quite
sweet
on.
face.
Oh, there he is.
Oh, there he is in a t-shirt. Oh well. Oh well.
My exercise shirt, yeah.
Okay. Okay. I'll take that.
Looks like we have a full house.
We do.
Nice.
Yeah.
We're 22 so far.
I waited too long to sign up for a role, and I got online, and all the roles were filled up. Yay, us.
That's a good sign.
Yeah, nice job.
Of course, I heard there are agendas that are further out.
Yep, you can sign up in advance.
I have already done that, Larry. Yes.
Yay.
Very subtle.
You're giving a speech next time, aren't you, Beth?
I signed up for speech, so yes, in theory, I will be giving a speech because I told you that I'm going to finish level 1 in August, and well, our next meeting is the last meeting in August, so
there you go.
I guess I am giving a speech.
Okay, I'll look forward to it.
Me too.
I love how you said you're signed up to give a speech.
Right, I'm looking forward to figuring out what it is. And
Oh, I'm
writing
sure you do a
it.
great job, Beth. You always do.
Thank you.
Yeah. A great stage presence, Beth.
Thank you, Jody.
You're welcome.
I love the art you've been sharing on your site. It's
Yeah, I saw
I
that too.
I tried to make comments, but I couldn't without like creating an account, and I got stuck trying to create an account, and I finally gave up. So I've been sending you comments just by private email, but I have been watching the site, and I just love seeing how the artwork evolves. It's really neat.
Oh, thank you. I'm glad somebody's watching. It's mostly like accountability tool for myself. Like, there's the proof. Like, am I actually doing the work or not?
It's funny because not the most recent one, but the next to most recent one was your grandmother. And I saw the first picture and I thought, oh, that's another self-portrait. I've seen a lot of your self-portraits. I thought, oh, it's another self-portrait. But why did she paint herself so old? Was my first thought. And then I read the caption that it was your grandmother.
Grandmother.
And I'm like, oh, well, that makes perfect sense. Yeah, I saw the grandmother. Yes, I saw the family resemblance, definitely. But it was so funny because I thought it was you. And I thought, why did you age yourself?
In like another 40 or 50 years. I mean, I have the same deep set eyes that she had and the cheekbones.
Yeah,
definitely. But it seems like some people get like more gaunt like as they get older, so those features become even more prominent. So it's probably what's in store for me. I don't know. But yeah, in a way, she's still kind of pretty in her own way, you know.
Absolutely.
I mean, in our youth obsessed culture.
Folks, can everybody hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, I can hear you, Andrew.
Okay.
Yeah, find you. Oh, there you are.
All right. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and honored guests. I'd like to now call this meeting to order. My name is Andrew, the Sergeant at Arms. Welcome to tonight's meeting of the Frederick Toastmasters Club. To start things off for us, please welcome our presiding officer, Larry.
Welcome, everybody. Glad to see such a great turnout, lots of guests. Now, since I've been out of the loop for a while, I got to make sure that, because I wrote down a bunch of names, but we may not be guests. But Linda, I know you. So what we like to do is ask our guests at the beginning to introduce yourself, and well, you already told some of us how you got here, but what brought you, other than Leanne, to Toastmasters? Linda.
Hi, everybody. I'm Linda Nora Swalt, and I live in the Myersville, Middletown area on a beautiful property, not in a neighborhood, just kind of out on one of the old farms. And my day job, I spend my day supporting people who recycle food waste and organic scraps into life-giving compost, into soil amending compost. I am the membership, marketing, and advocacy director for the U.S. Composting Council. And I came to this meeting because Leanne invited me, and we had chatted because I was in Toastmasters about 20 years ago in a group that used to meet early in the morning at Way Off Broadway in Frederick. I don't remember the name of if it was Frederick. I don't know which group it was. But anyway, I just always thought that this was a really fun thing, and I was in it for about maybe a year and a half or 2 years. So thank you for having me.
Well, it's pretty clear how you know Leanne. Okay, Nora. Nora, what brings you to us tonight?
Well, I've met some of you already. You may know that I am a Toastmaster, and I'm a member of 2 clubs, and I wanted to take the opportunity to visit some other clubs and meet other people, and just this is how I like to spend my vacation time. That's what brought me here today.
Okay, well, welcome.
Thank you.
Okay, the next name I have no idea how to pronounce. T-H-U-Y?
Yes, it's me.
Okay.
Hi everyone, this is not my first time in your club. I am coming from the Chapel Hill Toastmaster Club, and because I'm moving here, so that's why I really want to make friends in the Frederick area. Unluckily, because I will be attending an English class in the next several months, so I will not be able to see you guys in the next few months. But I will be back to become a member of the club in the next few months after my class is finished.
Excellent.
Awesome. And I saw, if we still have you, an amazing Z. Z, you still with us? Yes.
I am. Hi, good afternoon. It's evening, right? Good evening, everyone.
Yes.
Hi.
Hello.
Hi. I am Z. Well, it's really Nzinga, but I go by Z. I am a mother of 6 and a coach of many. I have 2 sets of twins. and 2 singletons. My daytime job, I'm a life, leisure, and work strategist. So I do performance consultancy or consulting, and I also do coaching for working women and children. I have always wanted to join Toastmasters, even when I worked at Fort Detrick. And I have had just competing priorities, and I said, you know what, now is the time, and I'm going to make the time, and here I am.
Excellent.
Welcome. Wenfei, if I pronounced that correctly.
Yes, right. It's exactly. Hello, everyone. My name is Wenfei. It's me again. Thank you for the opportunity to let me visit your club, and I enjoy to listen to the speeches and to see the creative ideas of everything like for this class. So thank you, and I just want to have fun here.
Hi, Michelle.
Hey everybody, I'm Michelle Zalek. I have been in Toastmasters since about 2012, and I think I'm moving to the Frederick area. Who knows right now? But I want to check out a bunch of the Toastmaster clubs around the Maryland, West Virginia area and see what, I don't know where I'm going to end up, but I'll figure it out. Thank you for having me though.
Great, good.
Well, we're glad you came to check out the best one, but just a personal opinion. Okay, so next on our agenda, Jody, our inspirational message.
Okay, so I am going to do a message from Sidney Sheldon, who was an American writer and producer, and he wrote, "Libraries store the energy that fuels the imagination. They open up windows to the world, and they inspire us to explore and achieve and contribute to improving our quality of life." And I chose that quote because I have been reflecting upon my education actually since this coronavirus thing hit, and how it has all been affected. And I am so grateful that I had a father who was really involved in my education as a kid, and he would take me to the library every week and let me pick out whatever books I wanted. And now I am an avid reader and I love to learn. So if you can, get to the library somehow, even if it's just like a pickup thing, do it. It's like that's something that's still available to us. And, even though we have limited options about what we can do, when we read a book, we can go anywhere, and it really does enrich our lives.
And now we're going to get into the main part of our meeting, and to do that, we're going to bring on our Toastmaster. Interestingly enough, as I recall, when I first joined this club, I started with another club, that was very short-lived. When I first joined this club, Venkat was actually president of the club back then. So we're glad now you're able to, in your schedule, come back and be with us. And you are Toastmaster for the evening. Take it over, Venkat.
Ready? Good evening, everyone. I'm going to start off saying some similarities between our club and something we all know very well. The US Constitution has laid out 2 legislative branches, the House and Senate. It's all very well known to you. What is less known to you is there is another secret branch, which is none other than our club. In that respect, I share a privilege in sharing role with our esteemed Nancy Pelosi and Mitch McConnell. I am the speaker of our club today. My role is very simple. I'm just going to invite various people in their speaking order during their turn and give the control to them and lead the stage. We have some guests today. For their benefit, I'm going to say that Our Toastmaster meeting comprises of 3 sections. One section, the first section, is for prepared speeches, where speakers will come and give you a 5 to 7 minute speech on some selected topics. The next section is for table topics, where they will invite random people to give you a 2-minute speech on random topics. You and guests could participate in the time. The third section is for evaluation. The evaluators will evaluate the speakers in the prepared speeches, and also there will be a general evaluator who will give an evaluation of the entire meeting. We got a lot of agendas packed up today. In order to help my role, we got several helpers. I'm going to ask them to explain their roles and how they function today to help the meeting go through. So let's see. To start with, I'm going to invite, since this being a virtual host, before I call my helpers, since this being a virtual host, we have a new role called virtual host. In addition to me, who's the speaker of who's the Toastmaster of the evening, we have another role called host. And this person will be moderating the virtual meeting. And that is none other than our Anbu. I'm going to have her explain her role.
Hello, everyone. I'm the host today, and the host actually is not on the screen very much, but I'll be working behind the scene to make sure that all the speakers are seen and spotlighted, and also we don't have any background noise. I will make sure that people are muted other than the speaker. And also, bear in mind that it takes some time for me to unmute and mute and spotlight someone. So if you are a speaker, have 5 seconds of silence before you actually speak. That's all for my explanation of my role as a host, and I'll give the control back to Toastmaster of the Evening, Venka.
Thank you, Anu. My next helper is the grammarian of the day, who's Christine Limperis. Christine? You're on mute, Christine.
Thank you. As grammarian, my role tonight is to listen for word usage for proper grammar, and also if there's anything that I think is exceptional use of the English language. I'll also be listening for the word of the day. Thank you.
We have a word of the day?
Thank you, Chris.
What is the word of the day?
Oh, was that my job?
No, we don't do it in the virtual environment.
Okay, all right. Then I won't be listening for it. I'll be right back.
Thank you, Chris. Our next role is Awe Counter, who's also known as Wizard of Oz. And that role is performed today by Lian Nizari. Lian?
Good evening. I am the dreaded awe counter. I will be counting all the speakers' filler words like so, and like. Anytime you feel like the silence is too heavy and people need to fill it with something while they think. So, and that's an important role because it's once we realize we're doing it, it's amazing how conscious you become of it, and other people doing it too. So that's kind of fun. But I will be giving a report at the end of the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Lian. Our next helper is the timer. Iran is performing this role today. Iran, please.
Hi, everyone. Well, I'm excited to be the timer tonight because this is my first time doing this role. I've always avoided it, and somehow went blank. like Bev said yesterday, there's like all the roles were filled. So I'm forced to do this role, which is a good thing. So now I get to practice. So my role tonight is to keep track and to write down the time that each speaker, prepared speaker, spent with doing their speeches, and they have 5 to 7 minutes. And the evaluator speech will have 2 to 3 minutes. And the table topic, each one will have 1 to 2 minutes. So the lower number is the minimum number, and the higher number is the maximum number. So when they reach the lower limit, I'll put up the, I don't know, can you guys, does it work?
Yep.
Yes.
Do you see this is green?
No, this looks white.
Okay, maybe, okay. So the minimum time will be this color. And then when it reaches the middle part, it will be this yellow. Maybe during the break, I will find something better. And then when you reach the maximum, this is more obvious. When you reach the maximum time, I will show up the red color. And then you will have about 30 seconds to finish.
Erin,
And then I'll give the
don't
report.
hold it so close to the camera.
Hold it too close?
If you put it right up to the camera, it lost its color. But like if you held it, yeah, that works. That you can see is red and yellow.
Yeah, that's better.
That's much better.
Much better.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good call, yeah.
I'll just cover my face. That will work.
Yes.
That's a good distance. And I will give a report at the end of toward the end of the meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, Erin. Now let's get into the prepared speeches section. So we have, interestingly, 3 speakers today. Our first speaker is our past president, Larry Riggs. He has been kind enough to give me a little introduction about his speech. I'm going to read off the introduction to kind of set the stage for him. There is no shortage. I'm sorry, I'm going to back it up a little bit to give the project and the speech title. The title is Understanding Fitness and Nutrition. The introduction of the speech goes like this. There is no shortage of information on the web on both fitness and nutrition. How do you know which information to follow? Is our health a one-size-fits-all? How do you determine what is best for us? Larry Riggs.
Well, as Venkat said, I want to talk tonight about health, nutrition, and fitness in particular. And reiterating the point, there's no shortage of information on the web about those subjects. And really, how do you know what to follow? Now, I have something here that you're not going to be able to read, but you can see the colors. And this is a body mass index. Now, the green is listed as healthy. The yellow is, okay, I'm getting feedback from somebody. The yellow is overweight, and the darker yellow is considered obese. Now, there's a black line right here that represents me. I was a bit surprised to find that I'm obese. My wife actually tells me I'm skinny. But the point is, those body mass index charts, they aren't real life. They don't apply to anybody. Anybody that I've talked to that has looked at one knows they look at them and say, that's not me. I'm not whatever category I've been put into. So where I'm going with this, and where I'm going to encourage you to research, is what is your body? Now, there are some measurements that are across the board equal to everyone. But other than that, we all have our own metabolism. We all have our own body types. We store fat in different places and in different ways. We handle food differently. So the question is, how do you want to be as far as your health? Now, I have a picture here. This this is a picture of a very special friend of mine. I've known her for many, many years. I hadn't seen her for many years, and I got to do a program with her not long ago. And I wanted a picture with her because I hadn't seen her in so long, and I didn't know when I'd see her again. So I got this picture, and I thought, this is a great memory. And then I looked at the picture, and I thought, oh my God, who is that fat guy with Michelle? Now, part of it's the angle of my shirt, but let's be honest, a good portion of it's me too. But I thought to myself, well, do I want to look like that? Do I want to continue to be that way? So I decided to do some research on me, how my body works, and what I could do to make it healthier. So I've taken off a little weight since then. And I want to talk a little bit about that, about weight and how we carry ourselves and how it affects us. Now, if I were to take off, say, this much weight, it's 5 pounds, that would affect how I could get around. But actually, I took off a little more than 5 pounds. As a matter of fact, I took off a little bit more than that, and a little bit more than that. Now, you can see this is hard to manage. So this is 20 pounds. Now, let me ask you, if you were to strap 20 pounds of weights onto your belt, would it affect the way you move? Would it affect the way you felt? Would it affect the way you go up steps? And the answer is yes. The problem is that when we gain weight, it's gradual and it's distributed across our body, and we don't recognize it because it's gradual. And our bodies do get a little stronger in handling that weight. But the point is it healthy? Now, I go to a gym regularly. I work out hard. I'm in pretty good shape. But 20 pounds is 20 pounds. I went on a hike with our office up a pretty steep grade at the previous weight. And let me tell you, that was tough. I never want to do that again. I wouldn't mind the hike again, but not at that weight. But that's me. Now, here's the thing. I've learned that I can't compare myself to anyone else. When I go to the gym, you know, there's some guys that are really bulky, massive, some guys that are just kind of big, some that are really not in great shape. But you know what? I'm me. And I do my workout and they do theirs because my metabolism is mine, my body is mine, my goals are mine. And so what I'm going to say to you is when you're looking at your health, what goals do you have? How do you want to move? How do you want to feel? Do you want to be able to sleep? And it's different for each individual person. Because truthfully, when we look at the models that society holds up to us, the beautiful people, our stars, you know, a little known fact, one major issue in Hollywood is anorexia. I read a story of a young lady who was trying out for a part. She was a size 2 and she was told she was too chubby. That's crazy. If you get to the point where taking care of your health gets you unhealthy, and it can go the other way for bodybuilders. So the object is to be healthy. How do you do that? And there are measurements. Like I said, you don't compare yourself to each other. But what about, are there baselines that we can actually use? Well, sure, blood pressure is one. And you may have somebody that's pretty good size that has great blood pressure, and someone who's really thin has really high blood pressure. Okay, that's bad. Again, that's the measurement. If you look at the thinner person, you say, well, they're in great shape, and the heavier person isn't. But you know that thin person may end up dying of a heart attack because they don't watch their blood pressure. Cholesterol. And again, your weight and how you move, but your weight is relative to your lifestyle. You can't gauge what your weight should be off of one of these because, again, they're totally unrealistic. So my admonition to everyone is, listen, love your body. It's the only one you have. You're not getting another one. Take care of it. Feel good in it. But don't worry about judging yourself as far as comparing to other people. Listen, some people just genetically are smaller. It's just the way it is. You may look at someone, for instance, who has a large upper body and really small legs. And you say, well, that person, wow, they're overweight. Then you look at someone else who's a little bigger in the bottom and thinner up top, and you say, well, they're in better shape. Well, you know what? They may actually be heavier. But again, our metabolism, our genetics determine how we store fat. So be the best you can be. Use the metrics that I mentioned: blood pressure, cholesterol. Talk to your doctor. If you want to lose weight, instead of taking one of the 1,000 diets that you have to pay for online, here's my admission. I'll finish with this. Tony Robbins, he said, if you want to lose weight, here's the way to do it: eat less, move more. So love your body, take care of yourself, and that's what's important.
Thank you, Larry. I made an observation today. Larry, it was a great speech, but you cannot hide the fact that you are a millionaire. You know why? You're carrying 4 weight plates. They cost a fortune now in Amazon. Has anyone looked up for the price of the weight plates? Yeah. All right, so moving on. Our next speaker today is Jerry. He was also kind enough to give me an introduction of his speech. His speech title is The Riddle of the Sphinx. The Riddle of the Sphinx. The introduction goes like this. Like the mythical monsters of Greek epics, the coronavirus has wreaked havoc on our norms. Jerry is going to lean into the disruption and call for cultural change. Jerry Stephens.
Thank you, Venkat. Like many of you, I've used the pandemic to catch up with old friends. 2 weeks ago, one of my fraternity brothers called me back, and I can't get our conversation out of my head. One phrase in particular keeps churning. He said, "Isn't it sad that most of life's best parts are all front-loaded?" He was lamenting the fact that retirement is a poor substitute for the opportunities lost spending time with our loved ones, our children, when they're young because of work distractions. He was lamenting the fact that there are activities, adventures that will have been lost because in retirement, our bodies aren't capable of going on those trips. I don't believe it has to be that way. I don't believe we need a 40+ hour work week in order to maintain our GDP or to provide for our families. There are other ways to organize our workforce. And in particular, I'd like to focus on one that I feel brings together what has been unearthed as part of the coronavirus, as well as that addresses some of the social issues we find ourselves in today. I was first introduced to this idea when I was getting ready to come home from a visit to India. I had spent a month in Ahmedabad living like locals live, with a family in a small village. And as I was preparing to leave, I went back to my room expecting to pack privately. But that's not what happened. I was followed by 8 members of the family who were coming to help me pack. Before I knew it, 16 hands were packing my suitcase. All I could do was watch. I watched in part because I was so amazed by it. In a sense, my culture caused me some discomfort in that invasion of personal privacy, but it was also a change in work ethic. And I think a wise old man in that room noticed, and he looked at me and he smiled. And he said, "Many hands make light work." I was too young. It didn't dawn on me at the time. The next day, we were driving to the airport. Along the way, we came across a road that was under construction. And I was just blown away by how different it was than road construction where we live in the United States. There weren't any big machines. There were dozens of workers laboring by hand with hand tools. Just a little bit above the road, I noticed sticking out of the sky what looked like a cement foundation with uncooked spaghetti popping out of the top, that being the rebarb. And then I saw in between the rebarb silhouettes of men that were laboring by hand to build a water tower. Many hands make light work. I think the beautiful part about that is that it gave those individuals dignity. We can spread our labor out over a wider breadth of the population. Over these last few months, we've all learned to live with less, and some of us have delighted in the idea of spending more time at home, or having more free time, or pursuing new hobbies. My fraternity brother that gave me that call back, saying, "Isn't it a shame that most of life's pleasures are all front-loaded?" I think that can also be illuminated in another way. Think about the riddle of the Sphinx. What goes by 4 legs in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, and 3 in the evening? It's man. Maybe if enough of us start asking for a better work-life balance, we'll spend more time enjoying the years on 2 feet than we do on 3. Thank you. Turn the floor back to the Toastmaster.
Thank you, Jerry. The stories were captivating. You know what drew our attention in both Larry's speech and Jerry's speech? The story, the personal examples, their own experience. That's what drew our attention. Great speeches. In the changing circumstances, we are adapting ourselves. And to start with, we started meeting virtual. And now we are taking this virtual meeting to the next level by bringing in a speaker who's not here. That speaker is none other than the Toastmasters International President, Deepak Menon. I didn't get a chance to read a lot about him, but I briefly read that he hails from a place called New Delhi in India, and he's a chartered accountant by profession. He has been a Toastmaster since like 1980s. And today, our host, Anvu, is going to share a speech from him. Anvu?
This is Deepak Menon, your international president at Toastmasters, inviting you to get excited with me about attending our first ever virtual convention, as only Toastmasters can do it. I'm also happy to announce it will be a free experience, an online extravaganza filled with the same thrilling highlights you've come to know and love about Toastmasters conventions, such as opening ceremonies, educational sessions, and of course, the one and only World Championship of Public Speaking. Invite your friends, colleagues, and family to our 2020 International Convention. It is such a special opportunity for everyone to take an online Toastmasters journey and be transported everywhere.
Cat, you're on mute.
I'm sorry. That was short and sweet. Since the virtual meeting started, or probably even before that, our club has introduced a small break in between. This gives a time to our members to recharge and come back strong. Today, we're going to continue with that short break for 10 minutes, Anu?
Yes.
Okay, so now the time is 7:16. We will come back at 7:24. So that is the time on the agenda. So we have lost 2 minutes. So we will catch it up with the break. Let's all assemble back at 7:24 and start with the table topics section. See you, everyone. You guys can hang around if you want. Larry, did you have the weights before or did you buy it recently?
Oh, I bought them when they were much cheaper.
Yeah, we know what you're talking about, Cat. We bought our son, what are they, Tom? They're Bowflex dial-up weights. They're really cool. You can dial up what weight you want on them. And he was using them, and I would use them every once in a while. And he just moved out. He just moved out, and he's never coming back. And a couple of days ago, and he took his weights with him. So we said, oh, that's okay. We'll just buy another set. I don't know. They're like 3 times more expensive than they were when we bought them for him before COVID. Yeah. 3 times.
Yeah, I know. And they're also back ordered. They're not even available.
Yes, it's insane.
I can relate.
Quite a long time ago too.
We also bought a rolling. I can't even. Kind of hard to talk all at the same time.
You've got it, Erin. Go.
We just maybe it's a slow connection too. I was just gonna say that we bought a rowing machine. Same thing. When we look at it, like a few months ago, it was like on back order because it's made in the USA, and they did not have all the parts, and we were still interested. It took us about 2 to 3 months to finally get it.
My friend
Clear,
just
they did not increase the price.
My friend just bought 2 12-pound dumbbells. $80.
Oh my God. You know, I was looking up in Walmart yesterday online. So the 25 pounds dumbbell it's like 39 bucks or something. That's not really very expensive, given the circumstances.
No. I asked the person at Walmart because I wanted to get some extra dumbbells too. She said as soon as they put the stock out, she doesn't know how, it disappears. Within hours, it's all gone.
Does it mean that when the COVID is over, everybody will be in great shape?
That's what I'm thinking. See, I'm working on my own COVID-19. It's like gaining 19 pounds.
That could be a humorous speech, Jim.
That's it.
I can help you.
All the bike shops are really
put it through the monitor.
Yeah, Adam, you're right. I know where you're going with that.
all the bike shops are like extremely busy. I've been trying to take my bike in, and it takes a couple of weeks until they finally are done with something simple.
Yeah, I'm
Jerry?
on a bike right now because my son's on a pedal bike, which, speaking of which, wiped out yesterday.
Oh no!
Just shredded his face, but it's going to be up. You know, kids are amazing. They bounce back so fast. It's all just real superficial. But yeah, I have a bike on waiting for, and I'll get it in December.
Wow.
We
Jerry,
had
I
good
remember.
luck with the bike shop in Mount Airy. Tom took a bike in and they had it done within a week, didn't they, Tom?
That was done in a couple days.
Yeah. So Adam, if you get really stuck, if you can get your bike all the way out to Mount Airy, I don't know where you live, in the Frederick area, right?
Yep, live right across from Hood.
Well, we're not too far away. If you had some way to get your bike, if you have if you can load it in your car, if you have a bike rack, in Mount Airy we have a Patapsco bike shop, and they've been really great.
Cool. Yeah.
Seems like Christine has something to say.
Has her hand raised.
Thank you. It is very hard jumping in with the group conversation, so thank you. Jerry, I like your speech. Could you please repeat the part near the end about the 4, 2, 3, or whatever? I didn't catch any of that.
I posted the answer in the chat if you want to check that as well.
Oh, okay. Can you repeat the riddle of the Sphinx?
Yeah, so the riddle of the Sphinx, the background on it is a Greek goddess Hera is tormenting Thebes for a previous injustice. So she put a Sphinx at the top of the mountain, guarding anybody from going in or coming out. And the Sphinx would kill and eat anyone that didn't answer the riddle. What goes by 4 legs in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, and 3 in the evening? And the king of Thebes offered his kingdom to anyone that could answer. The king of Thebes happened to have been Oedipus's father. Oedipus didn't know. He answered the riddle, and Oedipus was killed, and he had to marry his mother. So, yeah.
What's the answer to the riddle? I don't
Man walks by 4 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon, and 3 in the evening.
Man?
Yeah. So crawling on 4, walking on 2, and then using a cane in old age.
Oh, okay. I get it. A little slow.
Jerry, I have a childhood bicycle story for you, reminiscent of what your son went through. When I was probably 6 years old, I was on a 2-wheeled pedal bike, and I was at my aunt's house, and she lived on a hill. And I thought, wow, wouldn't it be awesome to go to the top of the hill and ride the big hill down on my bike? I could go so fast. Well, I went to the top of the hill, and I started riding down, and within seconds, I'm realizing, oh my gosh, I'm going way too fast. So I pedal backwards to slow the bike down, but the brakes lock, and the back tire starts wobbling, and I go off course. And right at the entrance to our driveway is a whole bunch of thorny bushes, these little, very painful bushes. And the bike goes right into the bush, which of course stops me, but I just impale myself on thousands of little tiny thorns. That was my childhood bicycle memory. Nice. Never did I go fast down a hill again.
Yeah, I think that was the first race Evan actually won in the neighborhood against the bigger kids. And then
oh my gosh, yeah.
All I saw was the bike helmet pieces going flying.
Oh my gosh, it was that bad.
Yeah, I took him, we have a resident doctor, so he immediately got checked out. My wife's a physician, but in the bike store today, I had to get him a new helmet.
I'm so glad he's okay.
Yeah.
Tom, were you wearing helmet back then?
No, back then there were no helmets or anything like that. So maybe that explains some of my issues.
Okay, the time is now 7:24. Time to start the meeting again. So the next section of the meeting is for impromptu speeches. It is called as table topics section. In order to lead that section, I'm going to invite our table topics master, Anwu. Anwu Kang.
Hello again, everyone. This is the table topic session. The table topic session is a session for anyone can participate, and it's to practice speaking without preparation for 2 minutes, 1 to 2 minutes actually. And today I prepared something special called Pacha Kucha. Pacha Kucha is a storytelling format where a slideshow automatically changes in 20 seconds. It was invited for an architecture conference so that the presenter did not rumble on the same presentation. With that, Pacha Kucha in table topic, we will have 5 pictures for 20 seconds each. So the person who is participating will make a story, a 2-minute story with all the pictures. So for example, if you see the first picture as an apple, you can tell us anything about apple. You can say either your favorite fruit is apple, or you can even say, I use Apple computer. Be creative. And then 20 seconds later, you will get another picture and you continue your story with all the pictures. It might seem a little bit confusing, so our table topic professional, Beth May, will show you as a first volunteer how to do it. And then I will get volunteers for the next speaker. If you want to participate, please type me in the chat box or shout out your name after the first speaker ends her speech. I will share my screen, and since the slideshow has its own timing on it, the timer, Erin, you can rest during the session. So I will share my screen first. And Beth, are you ready?
I think so.
Okay, let's go.
Oh, the fruits of summer. I love eating fruit in the summer. There's nothing better than a nice mango or peach or watermelon when it's hot outside and you're sweating and you need some refreshment. You get the sugar for a burst of energy, and I like my summer fruit cold. My son will sit down to a watermelon, split it in half, and then just eat it with a spoon. It's crazy. And he'll just leave it there out all day, and he'll come back to it all day long and eat it. Not me. I like it cold. Not as cold as it gets on the airplane in the winter and they're out of blankets in the little compartments above the seats. Not that cold. I like it just a little bit cold, because if it's too cold, it's going to hurt my teeth. I think I've actually had summer fruits on a few of the flights I've been on. When I flew to Australia, I think I was served some summer fruits as a snack. Man, that's a good snack, even however many 100,000 miles in the air. Probably not 100,000. How many thousand miles in the air? And you know what else is fun? On flights, long flights, like the one I took to Australia, watching movies. The flight I took to Australia had an in-seat personal viewing device, and it had on-demand entertainment. And I could watch Australian movies and British movies and movies about hot dogs if I wanted to. I could watch any kind of movie on this personal entertainment device. It had an extensive library, and it was amazing, which is great because it took 23 hours to get to Australia door to door, and a lot of that was about 14 hours in the air. So I would even watch a movie about a hot dog. I was getting so bored. And then when I was done watching all those movies on the in-flight entertainment device, I finally had to give up trying to watch it all because there was so much there and I was so tired. And on Qantas, they give you a little futon-like mattress and pajamas. And you can change into your pajamas and lay down on your futon mattress and get your blanket, because Qantas never runs out of those blankets so you don't get cold, and take your nap until you get to your destination.
Thank you, Beth. You did a wonderful job on the first speaker. Is there any volunteer who wants to be creative as Beth?
I just want to be clear. I don't need to time any table topic speaker, right?
No, you don't have to. It will
Okay.
just end before 2 minutes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Christine, you're the next. I will share my screen again. And let's start with the second one. Christine, are you ready?
Ready.
Let's go.
Dog or cat? You're either a dog person or a cat person. Me, as cute as they are, I'm still a dog person, but nothing will beat cat videos on YouTube. They are hilarious animals. I'd have them if I could bypass humans. I took my cat in the car once. I was actually taking him to town, I hate to say. It was raining outside and the water was dripping on the windshield and I didn't have a cover on the box. And the little cat just shot out and boomeranged around my car with claws. It was one of the scariest moments of my life. I have been allergic to cats growing up, and I would use lots of tissues. One reason why we didn't have cats, we only had an outdoor one. I had to take the poor little cat to the animal shelter. One thing that helped when I had the allergies was a coffee drink that was, I think it's called a frappuccino. In fact, I think they have special cat allergy beans that they grow. And one place I've never seen a cat is in a Toastmaster meeting. And I hope not, because then I'm going to need the tissues and I'm going to need some more frappuccino. And I don't really drink coffee. I hope that's all. Gosh, that was harder than I thought.
Thank you, Christine. Great job. Okay, I saw Tom wants to speak. Okay, Tom, are you, let me share my screen again. And Tom, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Let's go.
Hello, everybody. This is my friend Ralph. Ralph lives on our back deck, and he loves to steal the apples that I have normally for breakfast. I'll sit down and I'll make apples, and I'll put them on my plate, and I'll go sit the plate on the outside of my deck, come back inside to get the eggs, which I always forget and leave on the stove, and I go out and the apples are gone, and Ralph's, of course, taken them. I'll go back inside to get my toast to go with the eggs. I love toast with eggs. My favorite thing to do is put the butter on the toast and eat it so quickly before the butter melts. Because when the butter hasn't melted, you get the real buttery flavor. You know, the frustrating part is I love to have a good breakfast, but when I go camping, I just cannot get toast the way I like it. I bring a toaster with me, and the hard part is I find no place to plug in the toaster. I look around, no electrical plugs anywhere. I end up eating just bread. Bread is not toast. If I could only make a fire. The problem is you try to make a fire when you're out camping, and inevitably the ranger comes up and he goes, look, Mr. May, you really can't make a fire out here. You're just going to have to eat bread. I understand bread is fine. So I always just say, forget it. I put all my stuff back in the car and I head down the highway as fast as I can to try to find an IHOP, because IHOP has the next best thing to toast. They've got pancakes. You can put the butter on the pancake, cover it in syrup, and you have a delicious breakfast.
Great, thank you. I saw that Erin volunteered to go after Tom, so I will bring Erin. Are you ready?
What a treat for the timer.
Yes.
Yes.
So are you ready?
Okay.
Let's go.
Grilling. one of the best way to cook food in the summertime. You don't have to make smoke in the house. It doesn't make the house smell, and you can turn on the high heat, and everything just tastes so much better when it's grilled right above the hot fire. Summertime, I think about all this grilled food. But then, unfortunately, because of the quarantine, I spend a lot more time inside, especially with work. So maybe on the weekend, I'll grill some food, but most of the time I am inside in front of the computer doing a lot of work. But the thought of grilling really makes it exciting for the weekend to come, especially when I know we'll be picking up another new bottle of wines to try. And so far, our favorite has been red wine. And every so often, we'll pick up a different one. And I heard red wine is great for you. So not only it tastes good, it's also good for our health. Yeah, back to work again. For all that money that we need to make so that I can keep up with that wine drinking hobby. It makes me sound like I'm alcoholic when I don't really even drink that much wine, but need the money so I can get some nice stuff and have some good time with friends. I really miss hanging out with friends, especially during the quarantine. For the most part, I don't mind spending time by myself, but after months of this kind of indoor living, being with friends is really something I really look forward to doing again.
Thanks. So we'll have the last spot, and Michelle has volunteered. Yay! Michelle, unmute yourself, and let me share again. Michelle, are you ready?
Yes.
Let's go.
I'm gonna pretend I'm ready. Oh my gosh, I miss tacos so much. I'm from Phoenix, Arizona. Those people are a little bit crazy when it comes to Mexican food. They make it really, really spicy, and I miss it. Right now, the only taco place in the Pittsburgh area I can find is Taco Bell, and that's not a real thing. I also miss live music. I play the violin, and I've been playing since I was 8 years old. I have a lot of friends that play the saxophone, and believe it or not, violin and saxophone sound really beautiful together, even though the saxophone kind of outdoes the violin because it's way louder. It makes me really mad that I cannot perform in front of people in live music. I did a lot of Zoom performances over the quarantine, and I play on Facebook all the time trying to make people feel better because everyone is at each other's throats during the political stuff. And also talking about COVID, there's a lot of fighting with that too. Right now, we're trying to make a few friends go see a doctor because they have COVID symptoms, and they're just like, I don't want to go to the doctor because I don't want to admit that COVID is real. I have a lot of friends in northern Arizona. They are gardening right now. They are making they're gardening and we're gardening their own vegetables and making a lot of healthy stuff. And there's just a lot of great things that are going on, even though COVID is happening. But gardening, playing music on Zoom, and doing other great things like that is what is happening in my life with COVID. Also trying to get people to stop fighting. Thank you very much, Frederick Toastmasters.
That was a really great story.
It was so random.
It was like you prepared this. Thank you all for participating in this creative table topic, and I will give my control back to our Toastmaster of the evening, Venkat.
Thank you, Anvu. It was really a very creative pattern. And it's a great job by everyone who participated. They just left their creative juices flowing. And we heard a lot of interesting stories. We were also able to get some kind of profiling from you. What kind of person you are, what do you like, what kind of things do you do? So we were able to do some kind of profiling with you. All right, so moving on, our next item on the agenda is the evaluation section. In order to lead that section, I'm going to invite our general evaluator, Bakari. Bakari Simba.
Right, great. Feedback is the breakfast of champions. And this is how we get to grow. This is one of the things that make Toastmasters great. We had two great speeches today. And my role here is to evaluate the entire meeting, which I'm gonna come back and do at the end. But I also have two great helpers that as the prepared speeches were ongoing, they were evaluating the speakers so they could come back and give them feedback so we'd see how they can grow. So I'm gonna go ahead and introduce my first evaluator, and that will be Srinivas.
Can you all hear me? Yes. Let me. Hi, Larry. It was a great speech. You know, the title of the speech attracted me so much that I signed up for this evaluation right away. That this is a never-ending pursuit of things that if you go anywhere, there is a whole section of things for health and fitness that never ceases. And I was interested in exactly what you have to offer. Understanding health and fitness, that's like so dear to me. I'm going through this weights and everything. It's how hard it is to, but you have to methodically follow whatever the process that you're doing. I like the organization of your speech. It's well made, and you started with well-made riddle. It's a research project. I was actually ready to listen into your data and findings and all that, but simply you showed a map of body mass index. I thought, hey, this is the holy grail, I thought. Then all of a sudden, in the next second, you flipped it. You refuted it. It doesn't work. I was like, oh my God, what he has to go say next? You attracted me so much right in the beginning, and then I started listening to you. It's well organized presentation, and you have a lot of personal stories. Some of them, you know, your voice was very modulating, energetic, and your eye contact is great. I'll come back to that. And you had small but important data points, you know, about how much it takes to just lose certain things. You started with 5 pounds, and then I was like, okay, what is he gonna say? The 2 pounds. I lost like 20 pounds. And he showed what actually triggered that idea of losing that picture of yours. It's interesting, like what actually triggers everybody to pursue and do something. And you have your personal story right there in your speech. It's very well made. And you pointed out the major problem with current situation. What actually takes to love our bodies? It's really interesting that everybody's different. Everybody's, no matter how much you learn, you're not gonna learn what's the secret of fitness, but you need to start understanding your body first, and apply basic principles, and eat less and move more. Simple things, but if you get it, it's so powerful. In terms of suggestions, you know, I'm also speaking to you. I'm not looking at the camera. I know you were looking at the camera, but I thought you were looking at the screen. Eye contact was great, but if you could look at the camera, it was so much directly speaking to me. I felt that way. If you were to look at the camera, it would have been much, you know, directly speaking to the audience, each individual audience. In terms of other suggestions, I don't have anything. It's so well presented, well simple and entertaining. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Srinivas. Our next evaluator is Lisa. She's going to go ahead and evaluate Jerry's speech. All right, Lisa, you could come on.
Yes. Good evening, everyone. Jerry, another great speech. And before I even heard your speech, my interest was piqued because I heard the title, I read the title, and the riddle of the Sphinx. And I was a little perplexed. Unfortunately, it's been a few years since I read the Oedipus trilogy, high school, so it's been a few years. And so I wasn't really familiar with it. But when you started the speech, you had some really good gestures. You grabbed everybody's attention by your personal stories. When you were talking about what your fraternity brother had said to you, and you couldn't get it out of your mind. So you actually, the audience actually felt how much it was stuck in your mind. And quoting the front loading of your life was a good way of communicating that and getting people to think. And then you brought in other stories, such as the packing of the clothes, and again, more gestures. When you said you had 16 hands in there, you're thinking, holy cow, that must have been a lot. So all of this really grabbed the audience, and they were on that ride with you while you were explaining this concept. And it was an interesting concept, the distribution of labor. And with that, you had the phrase, the key phrase, which people can remember, many hands make light work. So that was something that would stick in your audience's head so that your message could be remembered afterwards or easily remembered afterwards. What I would say for a suggestion is that perhaps, since the title is about a sphinx, that perhaps you tie that in the front or tease the audience with how you're going to tie the riddle of the Sphinx with this story or this information your buddy told you. Because I didn't really get that connection, and I got the connection and made the connection with the many hands and sense of worth that is caused by this and how we've developed this over the COVID. But I think it would have made it a little tighter fit had you brought that up front and then also reiterated it in the end so it could kind of be tied up with a nice bow. Your tone was great, your pacing was great. Again, love your gestures, and I enjoyed it. So thank you very much for sharing, Jerry.
Thank you very much, Lisa. I think this gets to the part where we go ahead and vote for the best speaker, the table topics, and the evaluator.
And while that's coming up, I'll just point out that guests are welcome to vote.
We have 15 out of 19.
Okay, good deal.
17 out of 19. I'll wait for 10 seconds and I will end the poll.
Thank you for including the subjects of the slides to help us remember the table topics. Oh, great job, Andrew.
Okay, I will end the poll. Time's up. Thank you, everyone.
All right, good deal. Next, what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and get the reports from our helpers. We'll start with the timers report. If Aaron, you could go ahead and give us your timers report, please, that'll be great.
Okay, all right, sure. So for the two speakers, The time was supposed to be between 5 and 7 minutes. Larry did 7 minutes and 35 seconds, and Jerry did 5 minutes and 44 seconds. For the evaluation portion, the time was supposed to be between 2 to 3 minutes. And Srinivas did 3 minutes and 32 seconds, and Lisa did 3 minutes and 1 second. I think they all did very well.
Okay, great, thank you. Next, if Lisa, you could go ahead and give us the grammarian report, that would be great. Thank you very much for that, Erin, appreciate that.
I think it's Chris. We can't hear you, Christine.
I'm unmuted. No, can you hear me?
Now it's okay. Now
Okay.
we can hear you.
All right. I was listening very carefully tonight, and I have to say we did really good. We did really well. I have only a few things. Jody, you said the coronavirus thing. It's not like all candidates say that. Coronavirus situation. Venkat, you had a just in there when you said, I'm just going to. You could have just said, I'm going to. Larry, you opened your speech with well as. Open with some filler words. You had one term mid-sentence, but that doesn't usually bother me. Aaron, and I caught this during the break, and you were talking about, I guess, ordering the equipment. You said when we look back at it, it would have been when we looked back at it. And then it didn't hear. Good job. Michelle, you started saying making corn, and you were just grabbing for that. I think you were growing corn. Three of us, you had the speech was well made. It probably meant the speech was well developed or well presented, which you did use later, but you did well made a couple of times. Back to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you very much, Chris, for that wonderful report. Next, we have our field award expert, Leanne. Would you go ahead and let us know how well we did tonight?
Sure. Well, I didn't catch anything from our main speakers, Larry and Jerry. Of course, Larry, when he's prepared, never has filler words. Jerry did a good use of pauses without using fillers. Christine, when she was doing the table topics, man, they look tough. I am impressed that anybody attempted that. So I knew there was ums, but I didn't counter anything. I'm just impressed that you attempted it. Srinivas had a couple of ums and ands. Jody seems to have, you seem to use a crutch word of and. You tend to run your sentences together instead of pausing, so you might want to work on that. Erin had several ums, and Bakari had several ahs. That's what I
got. Great, thank you very much, Leanne. That's wonderful. Now, this is the part that I go ahead and evaluate the entire meeting. All in all, I think we had a great meeting today. And this is one good thing about our club here. We really deliver value, and that's great. One of the things that is amazing tonight, the turnout was just wonderful. We have about 22 participants, and that's great. Everybody should give them a hand for being here. That's very, very good. We also had a very good group of guests. Thank you very much for adding to the positive vibes of the meeting. We appreciate you being here, and we hope that you'll keep on coming to our meetings. Andrew, you did a very good job in starting the meeting. Everything stuck by the agenda. We started on time. It moved very, very well. Venkat, you did a good job tonight as the Toastmaster of the evening. Everything ran fine. Unu, you always do a great job as a host. Everything runs fine. That IT stuff is important. Without you, I think we'd all be sitting here staring at blank screens. All right, let me get to one of the most important part of the evaluation part. So we had the two speakers, and then we had two evaluations. one of the things that makes Toastmasters a great place to learn and grow is the evaluation that we have. People come and give them speeches, and there is somebody out there, I mean, 2 or 3 people would sit back, listen to the speech, and evaluate the speech. And what they are looking for the good and positive parts of the speech, and then they help the speaker in terms of getting better. So as the rest of us are actually watching these speeches, everybody is learning. But it's always good to have the evaluators because they actually highlight what was good in the speeches. And I think both Srinivas and Lisa, they did a good job in terms of dissecting the speeches. They told the speakers, okay, this is what you did right, this is what you need to challenge yourself, and this is what you need to improve in the future. And that was actually done very, very well. As for the speakers, they did a very good job. Again, the speeches were focused, they delivered value, they were very good. Larry spoke on health, which is very, very relevant to this day and age. And as you can say, the proof, you go out there to find any health aid and you can hardly get it. You can't buy a bike, you can't buy weights, because people are out there getting healthy. So that was a very, very relevant topic. Jerry, your topic was also very, very, very good and relevant. In fact, it reminds me of an old Jamaican saying that says, you are once a man, twice a baby. And that's very, very true about life right now. That's very good. So all I can say is that very, very good speeches. Glad to be here. Everybody did a good job. My great thanks to all the helpers. We really cannot put the meeting together without having all the helpers come out and do this. And this is how the Toastmasters goes ahead and runs. Everybody did a good job in terms of doing the help. The timer did a good job. The counter did a good job. Chris, you did a good job in giving the evaluation on the grammar. And this is all in terms of bettering and making ourselves better. That's all I have for the evaluation for the speeches. I'm going to go ahead and turn the meeting over to Venkat, the Toastmaster of the evening. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Bakari. That was a great comprehensive evaluation. Now, I have the honor of declaring the winners. We are declaring the winners in each section, in the prepared speeches section, table topic section, and also the evaluation section. This declaring the winners gives the opportunity for the, let me just step back and put my thought together. The way I see this is that this declaring the winner is not a prize to the winner. It's actually a tip to the people who did not win. Because it gives them an opportunity to go back and see what they didn't do well. So in my opinion, it is the people who did not get declared as the winners or the real winners. So we have both the category, people who are declared winners, people who are indirect winners. So with that spread, I'm going to declare the winners today. Well, the first category of winners. In the first category of winners, let's start from the evaluation section. On the evaluation, I think everyone went on the same candidate. The winner is, let's see, do I need my glasses? How do I spell it? Okay, the clue is L for letter.
4 letters?
The clue, the name of the person.
Lisa.
Lisa.
Thank you.
Moving on to the table topic section. The middle letter, O for owl. The name has 3 letters. The middle letter is O for owl. Who's that?
Tom.
Tom. You better know this name. Now speaker. Speaker name has 5 letters. And I'm not going to give a lot of clue because 1 letter appears twice.
Could be either one of us.
Okay, fine. There's only two. Okay, two difference. Okay, fine. Let's see. Okay, G for great.
It was Jerry.
All right. I'm sorry, you're making it very hard. Jerry, good job. Now, being a Toastmaster, I get the honor of declaring another type of winner. This winner or this person, you did not even have to participate. You don't even have to have your name in the agenda. Still, you could be declared as a winner. This category is called Shining Star. Somebody who worked hard behind the scenes. This Toastmaster, running a Toastmaster club is like rowing a boat, a team rowing a boat. Some people get tired, you switch hands, somebody else get in and they row the boat. Every once in a while, we get some people in the club. They play a major role. They play every single night. They come and row the boat relentlessly, tirelessly. Now, we have got more than one such member, but still, I'm going to declare only one member today. And this person, as Larry said, I've not been coming to the meetings for the last 1 or 2 years, not very regularly. But in the times that I come, I see this person has been very effectively participating. And this person is also here today. That is none other than U for Umbrella, Anu. You are the shining star, Anu. Okay, so with this, my role ends in the meeting. I'm going to turn over the control of the meeting to VP membership, Jerry.
Thank you very much, Venkat. We have had 9 visitors tonight, a couple of them on and off, and I want to take a second to acknowledge a late addition, Dr. Alex. Dr. Alex, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I am the VP of Membership, as Venkat said. I'm your resource should you have any questions. Please, for those visitors, if you would reply in the chat box with your email address so that we can keep in touch. Please note also for everyone involved in today's meeting that shortly when the meeting ends, the dialog box will disappear. Take a second to capture anything from the chat box that you'd like to keep. For those guests, I have just reposted the welcome information along with the welcome packet and my contact information. At this time, I'd like to open it up for any questions if anybody has a question about Toastmasters in general or membership. If you do, you have my contact information. You're welcome to reach out to me offline. Next on the agenda is Anu, our Vice President of Education. Please welcome Anu.
Thank you. Today I want to have a little bit of celebration with, again, my slide. I love slides. So I will share my slide again, which is the little celebrating education awards. So last week I said that we have achieved President's Distinguished Club thanks to Jerry, our last Vice President of Education. And with that, we also have the Triple Crown, which are the members who have completed 3 levels during our last Toastmaster timeline, which is Larry Riggs, Leah Nizardi, and Srinivas Bangari. Thank you. Let's give a big round of applause. And also, we have members who completed the levels. Since we are our screen shared. I put the photos without permission. First, we have Andrew, who completed Team Collaboration Level 1. Congratulations. Next, we have Leon Izardi, who completed Motivational Strategy Level 3. Next, we have Jerry, completed not only 1, but 2 levels in Innovative Planning. And he couldn't celebrate himself because he was the Vice President of Education. So I will give him a certificate and big celebration. And lastly, we have our President, Larry Riggs, completed the whole path of effective coaching. Congratulations. A little bit of announcement. I made a members progress chart. We have a lot of members who are distributed in different levels, and I will keep eye on the progress of everyone and celebrate who did a really good job. And lastly, we have a little bit of educational opportunities other than club meetings. I invited department and our international club, international presidents, and we have the 2020 virtual convention coming in August 24th, and it's free. So you can go on Toastmaster website and register for the convention. And also, I will going to send members interest survey to our members. So keep eye on your email box to have the survey and tell us your interests so that we can achieve goals together. That's all for my time. I will give my control back to our president, Larry Riggs.
Okay. All right, get out of there. Well, great meeting. I'm going to tell you, I was so impressed. Everything went on time. Boy, right along the agenda. Let me say to our guests, we're glad you attended. Want you to be aware, our club has a wonderful program run by Christine, who just left screen. And that's our mentoring program. So if you are a guest, and you're thinking about joining, or if you're a member and you feel like you need a little help, we have a wonderful mentor program. Just contact Christine or Unu as VP of Education, and they'll connect you. But we'll get you with a mentor. You can, request different individuals, or one will be assigned to you. But the point is that when you sign up, we don't just leave you hanging. You immediately have someone to walk you through the first 6 months, because as challenging as our old system could be, we won't even talk about that anymore, pathways can be pretty challenging too. So it's great to have a mentor to walk you through that. And I will also put out there something that Christine has emphasized too. If you would like to be a mentor, you don't have to know everything. You don't have to be many years of being a Toastmaster. Contact Christine and she will be glad to work you through the process. And and of course, please sign up. I signed up for the virtual big event. So yeah, sign up. You can come in your sweats. Nobody will care. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Anybody have any club business before we adjourn?
Picture.
Oh, picture, yes. Club business before the picture? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, Christine.
Oh, no, I thought we were just waiting for the picture.
Are we ready for the picture? Yes. Everybody wave, smile. Here we go. I'm assuming that took, let's see.
I don't have that. Oh. Why don't I have that view? Okay.
Yes. Got it. I like it when it works. That's
Okay, again, guess your contacts. Jerry as VP of Membership, and Uno or Christine if you're joining as if you're looking for a mentor. All right. Uno, did you have something? Anybody? Okay. With that, I don't have a gavel. I got one somewhere here, but
Guest feedback or?
Oh, Jerry, you want to run through our guests?
No, we're trying out some new things.
Oh, okay.
At this point in time, it's time to adjourn the meeting.
Okay. All right. Well, with that, this is my pretend gavel. Our meeting is adjourned.
Thank you.
Bye.
Hey, Larry,
Yes.
I did have a quick comment about your speech. There was several times during your speech you lifted your head up. Do you see it in my eyeglasses, how you can see the reflection of my light ring?
Yes.
So I saw it in yours. So something to keep in mind, that either put a diffuser in front of your lamp or put it up higher. Because we don't always look straight ahead. We move our head. So if you lift, like, it's driving me crazy. I gotta fix it with my computer. But I immediately noticed it in yours. So I just wanted to mention it just so you're aware of it.
Well, good point. Thanks for bringing that up because, yeah, it's a dead spot if I didn't put that there.
Right.
So,
Maybe you could try putting a little higher. Does the pole it's on extend?
it does.
Okay, try putting it a little higher and
I'll
see
do
if.
that. Thank you.
Okay. Great meeting. I enjoyed it. You guys have quite a professional, slick process here. I'm hoping to learn some and absorb your techniques and take them back to my other clubs.
Hey, Nora.
You have an excellent team.
Uno actually developed a manual for the host.
Oh, that'd
and
be cool.
I don't see any reason why we can't share that manual with other clubs.
For a small fee.
Absolutely.
I have to tell you, I really love the table topics. And how did you create those slides? Because I see immediate use for it, not with my Toastmasters club, but with my improv group. I've challenged them. Next week, I say, I'm bringing table topics to our improv group. So be prepared. But when I saw what you did, I was like, whoa, that's great. Because I was going to do the little 2-word game that I think Wednesday brought it to our club, where you give people 2 words and they make up a story. That's perfect for my improv group. We should be able to do that in our stuff. So I wanted to bring something different. So I'd love if you'd be willing to share your secret of how you made those dancing.
I can, I can share the template if you want.
Okay, that would be great. That would be really great. Because I'm always looking for ways to, spice up my improv gatherings. So I'm excited.
Is
That was an awesome,
all online now?
awesome table topics. I bet it's just so cool.
Yeah.
I really liked it.
Yeah.
Really creative.
Bernard, did you have a question? Were you asking?
Yeah, I was asking if it was all online, the improv. I know improv, you love it. And
Well, this is, we've been meeting informally since the Maryland Ensemble Theater shut down. So.
Oh, informally, okay.
Informally, but the instructors have found a way to do the improv classes online in the fall. So I don't think they have the signups just yet, but they should be starting in September. So I'm excited because I enjoy improv.
Andrew, I know you tried. Did you get the slot?
I'm sorry, what?
I haven't looked into it much.
Andrew was also involved in it.
Yeah, I'm kind of putting that off because I'm not really into the online thing.
Oh, okay.
I have enough.
It's tough doing it online, but there are games and things you can do in an online format. So we're gonna try it.
Speaking of other activities that are somewhat similar or related to Toastmasters, I just remembered there's a storytelling event this Sunday, and it's free. I mean, they ask for a donation, but you don't have to give a donation. Usually you have to pay because it's usually in person, but it's free. And I'm pretty sure I put a link to it on our Facebook page. It's called True Stories, and it's sponsored by Toastmasters Club that meets in a synagogue in Rockville. It's an annual event Tom and I have been going for years, and they always have excellent storytellers. So they have 6 storytellers. One of them is Nora Baum. I'm trying to think of if any of them are names you would Campbell. She's been at the Sheila Arnold. She's been at the International Storytelling Festival pretty much every year. So there are some very